Mahabharata 11. The influence of intelligence, discrimination among animals. Then Vyasa said, "The brave man should hold the staff of knowledge and seek peace for himself, and the one who is sinking and floating should rely on knowledge." Having said this, Shuka asked, "What is that knowledge that is needed to transcend both birth and death? Is it the knowledge of the nature of inclination or the knowledge of the nature of cessation? Father, tell me this." Vyasa's answer to this is, "Those who believe that nature is the cause by law, just as those who throw a blade of grass into the wind have no grass and no inner cushion, do not get any principle. Those who follow this party and hesitate from the means, those who hesitate because nature is the cause, do not attain merit. Because nature is the cause of destruction, this nature is the karma of the craving that has arisen in the mind. Nature and virtue, this is the principle of both. The wise arrange sports grounds, houses, and medicines for diseases, and the wise make them. Consciousness provides the meanings, consciousness obtains merit. Although kings are like others, they enjoy the kingdom with consciousness. Discrimination among animals is seen only through knowledge. The creation of animals is through knowledge, here knowledge alone paragati. Animals are special than plants, because there is more trade in them. Among animals, there are both multi-legged animals and bipedal animals. Among them, bipedal animals are special, because they eat food. Among bipedal animals, there are two types, terrestrial and non-terrestrial. Among terrestrial animals, there are two types, intermediate animals and non-subterranean. Among them, intermediate animals are special, because they are the bearers of caste religions, among the intermediate animals. There are two types, those who know religion and those who do not. Among them, those who know the Vedas are special, because the Vedas are established in them. Among the animals that know the Vedas, there are two types, those who are preachers and those who are not. Among them, the animals that preach are special, because they are the bearers of all religions. Those who know the Vedas, the actions and fruits of the Vedas, are the best in knowledge, because they are the ones who know the Vedas. The Vedas containing the Dharma have come forth. In the Pravakshayas, there are two types, the self-knowing and the others. Among them, the self-knowing beings are unique, because they have realized the principle of birth and death. He who has realized both the two dharmas is the omniscient, he is the renunciant, the truthful, he is the true form, the pure, the competent, the established in the knowledge of Brahman. He is established in the word Brahman. He has definitely realized the principle of the Supreme Brahman. Father, those who know the Supreme Gods in the matter of what is within and without, they are the two. In them alone is this whole world established. There is nothing equal to their glory. They are the beginnings, the destruction, and the karma in all their forms. As the transcendent, he is the master of the four kinds of animals and is independent. Karmatattva, Yugadharma, Kalamahatva. Vyasa said, "This is a profession that has been blessed for a Brahmin since ancient times. If he performs his actions with knowledge, he will achieve success everywhere. If there is no doubt here, then he will achieve success." The doubt here is, whether the action is natural or is done by knowledge. The answer to this is, if it is Vedic action, it is done by knowledge, otherwise it is natural. I will explain this matter by including experience and experience. Some people say that manhood is the main thing in actions, and they praise God, fortune, while others say that nature is more important. Manhood, action, and God, these three are said to be the main things due to the nature of time. Some say that all three are caused by different causes, while others say that there is no reason to judge in this way. This is so, not so, both can happen. These are the words of the karma-minded. Those who are true to the truth are the equal-minded. Those born in the Treta Yuga, Dvyapara Yuga and Kali Yuga will be filled with doubt. Those born in the Krita Yuga will be ascetics, peaceful and true to the truth. In that Satya Yuga, everyone will be without discrimination between the Rikus, the Samas and the Yahas. They will be those who have abandoned the hatred of passions. He who is true to the austerities and the tatpara, endowed with the religion of austerity, will thereby obtain all the desires desired by his mind. Through austerity, man attains Brahmanhood and creates the world itself. He who attains Brahmanhood will thereby become the Lord of all beings. The Vedic scholars have said that Brahman is deep in the Vedas. What is clear in the Vedantas can be found through Karma Yoga. The Kshatriyas are those who perform the sacrifice of animals, the Vaishyas are those who perform the sacrifice of animals, the Shudras are those who perform the sacrifice of animals. The Brahmins are those who perform the sacrifice of chanting. He who performs the action with the intention of doing it is called a Dhyana by self-study. He who does anything else, whether he does it or not, is called a Brahmin by the feeling of alliance. In the Satya Yuga and the Treta Yuga, the Vedas, the sacrifices and the Varna ashramas are pure. But these will be separated due to the shortening of life in the Dvyapara Yuga. In the Dvyapara Yuga and the Kali Yuga, the Vedas will be destroyed. In the Kali era, what is visible in some places will disappear in others, self-righteousness will arise due to unrighteousness. The juices of cows, earth, water, and herbs will also become visible. The Vedas, Vedic rituals, and ashrams will disappear due to unrighteousness. Those who are self-righteous, plants, animals, and living beings, just as the rain nourishes plants when it falls on the earth, in the same way, the Supreme Lord will manifest the Vedas and Vedanta throughout the ages. Time, which is like an infinite number, will thus separate and, as I have said before, create and consume people. This principle of time is the cause of the creation and destruction of animals. Thus, animals are created innumerable, dualistic ways by nature. Father, I have told you about creation, time, existence, the Vedas, the creator, action, and fruit. The attainment of knowledge, the glory of knowledge. Hearing the words of sage Vyasa, Shuka praised it greatly and began to ask a question about the religion of salvation. Shuka said to him, "How does a wise, virtuous, sacrificial person who has acquired good consciousness and is free from envy attain Brahman, which is not divided into past and future? By the path of Sankhya or by the path of yoga, by penance, by celibacy, by renunciation of all, or by intellectual power, by which of these means is Brahman attained? Please tell me the answer to this question. How is the unity of the mind and the senses achieved? By what means it is obtained, please tell me." Vyasa said to this, "Except for the means of knowledge, except for abstinence from the senses, except for renunciation of all, no one can attain perfection by anything else. Brahma has created all the great elements first. In bodies, in animals alone, they are mostly combined. For the bodies, the body is from the earth, the fat from the fat, the eyes from the fire, the breath from the air, the sky in the cracks like the eyes and nose, ears, skin, eyes, tongue, nostrils. These five are the doors to the experience of things. Sound, touch, form, taste, smell, these should be understood as the five sense objects that are the subject of the respective senses. Just as a charioteer controls the horses, so the mind controls the senses and makes them move. This mind is also controlled and motivated by the soul that has taken refuge in the heart. Just as the mind is the master of all the senses, so the soul is the master of the mind's control. The senses, the cold and sweet nature, the consciousness, the mind, the breaths, the life, these are always present in the bodies of the bodies. The intellect has no shelter, be it the body, the qualities, the sound, or the consciousness. Because it is the intellect that creates the brilliance consciousness but never the qualities alone. In this way, one who is surrounded by all 16 elements in the body, the five senses, the five objects, nature, consciousness, mind, breath, and life, these finds the 17th Supreme Soul within himself through the door of intellect. This Supreme Soul is not visible to any sense organ, such as the eye. He shines with the light of the mind. This Supreme Soul, who is soundless, touchless, formless, tasteless, and odorless, incorporeal, incorruptible, and incorporeal, should be found within the bodies. Whoever finds this Supreme Soul, who is unmanifested and takes refuge in all mortal bodies, according to the teachings of the Shastrakaryas, will be able to attain Brahman after the fall of the body. Knowledge and good lineage. In a Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a Chandala, who are endowed with these, the learned will be equal to the wise. That great soul dwells alone among all the living and moving beings. By him this entire world is pervaded. When the soul finds the self within all beings and all beings within the self, then it merges into Brahman. He who knows that the self, the form of knowledge, is present in the same proportion in others as in himself, becomes fit to attain immortality. Even the gods, not seeing the path of the one who is the self of all beings, who is pervasive and seeks the welfare of beings, are deluded, because they are looking for the footprint of the one who has no feet. Just as the footprint of birds is not seen in the sky and the footprint of fish in the water, so too is the footprint of the wise not seen. Time is digesting all beings by itself, but no one in this world knows the one in whom that time is digesting. 151 250 seconds. That supreme principle, though sought again and again, above, across, and below, cannot be grasped anywhere. All these worlds are within him, and none of them is outside him. Even if one were to run continuously like an arrow shot from a bow, even if one were to be swift in mind, one would not be able to see the end of Brahman, the cause of the world. There is nothing more subtle than that subtle supreme principle, nothing more abundant than it. It has feet everywhere, it has eyes, heads, and faces everywhere, it has ears everywhere, it encompasses everything. It is smaller than the atom, greater than the great, it is immovable even within all living beings, yet it is not seen. This soul has two parts, the letter and the letter. The letter part is present in all animals, the nectarine letter is in the state of the upper Dhva. The swan, the soul, who has joined the city with 9 doors is always independent, he is the god of all living beings. The seers say that this soul, who is not born because of the accumulation of new bodies with damage, destruction, and change, is a swan. Whoever, although he is called a swan, realizes that letter, which is the letter. Now I will explain the practice of yoga to you in full, listen. The highest knowledge is to unite the intellect, mind, and senses in the all-pervading self. This should be realized by the wise man, who is calm, has subdued the senses, has made spiritual inquiry, and is at peace with himself. Lust, anger, greed, fear, and the fifth sleep, are said by those who know, to be the defects of yoga. These should be destroyed first. Anger is conquered by peace of mind, and lust by renunciation of thought. The wise man should destroy sleep by consuming the quality of goodness. He should guard the genitals with courage. He should guard the water feet with the eyes. He should remove the objects of the eyes from the mind, the thoughts from the mind, fear from action, and arrogance from the service of the wise. Thus, one should conquer these defects without laziness, always. One should worship the fire and the Brahmins, and bow down to the gods. One should abandon lustful, violent, and mind-hurting words. The radiant Brahman is the seed, and this entire world is its work. All the forms of existence, both physical and spiritual, are due to the mere contemplation of it. Meditation, study, charity, truth, modesty, righteousness, forgiveness, cleanliness, purity of conduct, and abstinence from the senses, by these, radiance increases, sin is also destroyed. In this way, the one who practices the method attains all the meanings and attains knowledge. Having equal vision in all beings, whether one gets what one wants or not, one should live a life free from sins, be radiant, moderate in eating and keeping the senses under control, and make a wish to reach the Brahmapada. Keeping the mind and senses concentrated and with a collected mind, one should keep the mind in the self during the night before and after. Even if one of the 5 senses of life gives an opportunity, his consciousness leaks out like water leaking from a hole in a sack. One should first hold the mind tightly, like a fishmonger holding a bad fish. Then the yogi should keep the sense of sight under control, then the sense of sight, the sense of touch, and the sense of smell under control. Therefore, the one who has attained the state of consciousness should hold these 5 senses and keep them in his mind. Similarly, when he has subdued them and fixed his mind on the self, when they are pleased, then Brahman will shine by itself. Just as a kindled fire shines without smoke, like the sun that is blazing, like the brilliance of lightning flashing in the sky, the self will appear in its own self. Since everything is in him and he is pervaded in everything, everything will appear in him. That supreme self will be seen by the wise, the courageous, the great wise, and the Brahmins who are devoted to the welfare of all beings. In this way, if one practices alone for a certain period of time, sitting on a seat in a secluded place, according to the rules, he will attain the literal form of Brahmanism. During the period of practice, there will be much attachment, delusion, wandering, and the wonders of the senses, hearing, sight, taste, touch, celestial movement, and consciousness. They are obstacles to yoga. They should be stopped by the power of yoga, and the mind should be settled in the self. A sage should practice yoga sitting on a mountain peak, temple, or tree branch during all 3 times. Holding the senses tightly, He should meditate with concentration like a person who has his mind fixed on a pile of money under his belt. During the period of yoga, he should not be disturbed. He should use only those means by which he can control the restless mind. He should not shake the mind from there. He should use deserted mountain caves, temples, and ruined houses for his residence. A yogi should not be attached to any object in speech or in mind. He should be apathetic and moderate in his eating and drinking. Whether someone praises him or criticizes him, he should be an equal in both, good and bad, without worrying about anything. If he gets something, he should not be proud. If he does not get something, he should not worry. He should be equal to all living beings and be like the wind. In this way, a healthy, eternally righteous person will attain the supreme Brahman, which is beyond sound, within 6 months. Even when he sees his subject suffering from pain, he should be equal in his view of clay, stone, and gold. He should never abandon this path due to delusion. Whether he is low in caste or a woman, if he has a desire for religion, he will attain the supreme path by this path. Having attained mental control, the yogi sees everything he has seen with his unmoved senses as that very same principle, which is ageless, ancient, uncreated, eternal. Greater than the atom and greater than the atom. The wise, having meditated on this verse spoken by the sage with their minds and having found this supreme unity, attain the path of transcendence. The distinction between the knowledge of action and knowledge is the way to attain Brahman. Shuka asked, "Father, are there only 2 kinds of Vedic verses, do action, and abandon action? In which direction will one go with knowledge? In which direction will one go with action? I want to hear this. Please tell me, are not these 2 opposed to each other?" Bhishma says, "Thus spoke Vyasa, the son of Parashara, about his son. I will tell you these literal paths of action and knowledge. I will tell you what path you will attain through knowledge and what path you will attain through action. Listen to this with a single mind. The difference between the 2 is profound. Just as one person says, there is religion, and another person says, there is no religion, this question is also a source of joy to me. The Vedas set out to explain the 2 religions, the religion of innate and the religion of cessation. The life is bound by action, liberated by knowledge. Therefore, the wise who have seen the para do not do action. After leaving the body, the one who has done action is reborn wearing a body with 16 types of elements. Through knowledge, he attains the eternal, unmanifest, and imperishable supreme soul. Some people of little intelligence they praise karma, because of this they are attached to the nets of the body. But those who have found the skill of dharma and have acquired great intelligence do not praise karma, just as those who drink the water of a river do not praise the water of a well. By karma they will receive the results of happiness and sorrow, birth and death, but by knowledge the wise go wherever they may go without sorrow. He who has attained that path does not die, does not take birth. Where the supreme Brahman, which is unmanifest, immovable, polar, inexpressible, effortless, and without separation, is, he who has gone there and touched it, is not reborn again. He who has gone there does not return back. Those who have attained that supreme Brahman are not troubled by the dualities of cold, heat, pleasure, pain, or the evil inclination of the mind. They are equanimous everywhere, they act with a friendly attitude, they will also be concerned with the welfare of all beings. A learned man is different from a man of action. Isn't the moon also adorned with subtle art on the new moon day? Like this, a sage who saw the magic has explained this in detail. Just as one can imagine the full moon by seeing the moon like a thread, one should also understand the learned man. It can be imagined that the soul, which is endowed with 11 vices and art materials, namely the mind and senses, which are the qualities of action, becomes a body. One should understand that God, who has taken refuge in the same body like a water tank on a lotus leaf, is the Kshetrajna who has conquered the mind through yoga. Tamas, Rajas, Sattva, these are the qualities of life. It should be understood that life is what is manifested in the soul, that the soul is an aspect of the Supreme Soul. It is said that everything that is conscious is dependent on life. He engages everything in trade and makes it live. Those who know the principle of Kshetra say that the Supreme Being, who has created the 7 worlds, is greater than that living being. Mahabharata 12. Continued.